You're now tuned in to the Black Air Podcast. Of course, it's Beats Gordy. I'm here with my guest today, writer, comedian, actor, and he hails from Altadena, where city's always cleaner,
You
sky's
know,
always bluer, grass is always greener.
whips are always cleaner and our pit bull's always meaner.
That's what's up, my man. Freeze Love. How you doing, OG?
Good, homie, man. Thanks for having me on here. You know, I always appreciate getting down and talking to you, Beats by Gordy.
Not a
When I
problem,
call
man.
you, you full. I know, I always call you Beats by Gordy because, the beats, man.
Oh, yeah,
You
that's all right. I had a artist. I just produced like 4, 5 tracks for an artist, and he sent me the artwork, and on the artwork it said "Beats by Gordy," and I was laughing about it. My man Marco the Don. So I hit him up, and I was like, "Man, my man Freeze hit me up and called me Beats by Gordy." So I don't mind.
Mhm.
What
Make him say it all because he can't forget. Hey, whatever else, podcast host, yeah. He's also makes beats, baby.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I listened to the project photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis, man.
Yeah,
Thank you, homie. That's
yeah.
what's
How did that come together?
it's a trip, man. Shouts out to my homie Keon, who was the head producer on that album. And I met him through a good friend, my homie Emmanuel Dean, E-Man. E-Man was one of the creators of Gin and Juice with Snoop Dogg and Daz and the whole Dog Pound and all those dudes.
Right.
And that was E-Man had been telling me about this dude. He said, "Yo, I want you to meet this dude named Keon. And you gotta meet this dude." And I was like, okay, cool. And he finally introduced us. And then like within a month after introducing us, he passed away.
Oh,
And it was like we were talking about doing this album with my man E-Man, and he was gonna bring in my man Keon. And it was just like me and Keon was like, you know what? And then another crazy thing is I knew this dude Keon's uncle from way back in the day and didn't realize it till we had all me, Keon, my man E-Man met, and then his uncle stepped in. So it was like, yo, I've been knowing you. He was one of the first dudes I worked with in music.
right.
So it was like a full circle of something that people have been wanting to do. I'd been wanting to do for a long time, and in a way, when my man E-Man passed away, rest in peace. It was just kind of like, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm gonna keep my word. I've been saying I want to do it. And Keon was right there. He was like, yeah, I'm with you, homie. We're doing this. And
No,
we did. We just locked down. And thanks you to also to my man Tommy Doherty, who was if you notice, you listen to my album, it's mixed extremely well. That's by my man Tommy D. He produced, he mixed and engineered all of Death Row stuff, like
okay.
all Michelet's stuff, all the Nate Dogg and Snoop and Pac and everything on Death Row. He was the head engineer. Tommy Doherty, Tommy D. So his ear is crazy, and he mixed that album. That's why it sounds so nice. Thank you, Tommy D.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It sounds clear, crisp, everything.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
with the music going on, you had a strong start doing music before you even did comedy. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Well, I I was an MC because that was the first thing to be, and then I got out the army in 1987, and I literally got out the army to pursue a career as a rapper,
Right.
and I did. I got my first deal on Profile Records with a group AWP. Shouts out to AWP and 360. In 1987, we got a deal on Profile Records. And from 1987 to 1992, when I started comedy, I had been on I had done about 5 different projects on 5 different labels.
Okay.
So I was getting 12-inch deals and working those and doing shows. And I performed a lot as an MC, not only freestyles and freestyle battles. That was my specialty was battles. And this is not like today's battles. Well, the thing that irks me And it's just me because I'm an old head. So who
No,
gives
I probably know what you about to say. Me too.
what are you gonna say?
They more talking than they rapping.
Yes. It's acapella, you know. Nothing against, hey, I understand acapella, but to me and purists like myself, you know, the first thing that I mean, the two elements that have to be in a freestyle battle or for me is number one, off the dome, no pre-written nothing, man. We talking off the head, off the dome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they mostly bringing up stuff that's already written, and then it's basically like a spoken word piece instead of being a
yeah, exactly. And you see, staying on beat is part of the fucking freestyle.
right.
And if once you understand that, then you got flows and patterns. That's another element of the freestyle that a battler should have at his will. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like you have an arsenal. You got not only lyrics, not only metaphors, you know, but you got flows, patterns. You know what I'm saying? That's two elements that are you can kind of have them in acapella, but if you could maintain it on a rhythm at a beat, that's rhyming, that's hip hop. Acapella is like that's spoken words to me. You know, that's I be it's like I just want to jump up at those freestyles and say, why don't y'all just go to the goddamn poetry house?
Yeah, lyricist lounge or something.
Yeah, man. We supposed to have beats. That's part of the element. That's the hip hop element. It's like we need that drum, baby.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be there. That's just my humble opinion.
But no, I
And
agree with
opinion
you.
from a comedian too, because I'm a comedian by trade. I did the music album because that's my passion, my love. I love hip hop. And that's why I never changed my name Freez Luv. I've been Freez Luv since day one.
Right.
And you know, I never changed that. I never ever, you know, Hollywood was, oh, use your real name, Paul Farmer. And Paul Farmer's a dope name. It's my real name. But check, when I first started in the business, Paul Farmer wasn't a cool name. It was, people wasn't growing weed yet, and legally and shit. So
Right.
Paul Farmer, it wasn't a cool name. And Freeze Love, that was a name that I had. I earned that name.
Right.
Freeze love, preserve the love, baby. Anytime you want to preserve something, you got to freeze it.
That's
Preserve
what,
love, freeze love. That's what my name means. MC.
that's what,
Realize it. Remember this, MCs out there. Remember this. Is comedy not a ceremony? How can you call yourself a master of ceremonies if you haven't mastered stand-up?
right.
You got to, or at least delved into the realm of comedy. That's part of it. If you're a real MC, that's all I'm saying.
I feel you. Do you miss doing stand up with the COVID going on?
You know what? Someone asked me that the other day, and I can honestly say I miss it because it's what I do. But on the other hand, I've literally done enough throughout my life. I've been doing it on November 3rd, a couple of days ago, was my 29th anniversary of doing stand-up.
Okay.
And, there was a few years in that 29 years here, there's been a good amount of years that I did enough stand up to where I can't complain right now if I'm not doing it.
Okay.
When I toured with Charlie Murphy, that was, hey man, 8.5 years of a grueling schedule. We were on the road 43 weekends out of every year for 8.5 years. And each one of those weekends, you figure you're doing anywhere from at least two to six, sometimes 7, 8 shows in that weekend. You could be doing 2 a night from Wednesday till that Sunday. So I've done a good enough amount of stand up to where right now I can't complain because it's when I do stand up, it's really like, I'm a craftsman. I'm a master at what I do. So it's just like hitting the shop and let me make up something fly, and I'll do that. But younger comedians, I mean, I'm not feeling it like them because stage time is essential. This is a job that you can't do on the sideline. Stand up is done on the mic in front of a live audience.
Right.
That feedback from comedian to audience, that energy, that exchange is pretty hard to accomplish over the internet. I don't think you can accomplish that. You will accomplish something, but it's not stand up. And that's essential to young developing comedians that I know they're feeling it. And they're making do. Shouts out to all my young comedians out there throwing the quick throw up shows at a parking lot or in a park or wherever you can find 10 people trying to make a show. That's how you do it, man. That's what it is right now. So don't stop, keep going. Who knows? I don't know. This is interesting right now. It's an interesting times, man. We've never been at this time. I've been through a lot of shit, but I haven't been on fucking vacation for months.
Yeah, it was like a vacation on top of a vacation. It's like
top of a vacation, man. It's like, you know what I feel like right now? I feel like, have you ever been on punishment? Your parents ever put you on?
Oh yeah.
You know them long punishments, like them two, like you really did some dumb shit.
Oh yeah.
Really, yeah, okay. You remember how at the end of that big long punishment, it's kind of like you're still on punishment, but you kind of feel like your parents forgot.
Yeah,
that's how I feel the election is. The election is like, hey, we out here playing, hey, like motherfucker, you're still on punishment. But like mom and them ain't said shit, so fuck you. I'm gonna be out here. That's how I feel right now.
With me, it was like I'm on punishment, but then like right at the end, my grandmother come in town or something.
Right, and right. You get to get off, but that's how it is. That's what the election is. This whole election process, people are like, well, when are they gonna get done counting? Hey man, take your time, because nobody's thinking about us being on punishment. That's how I feel. Like it's still a pandemic going on. Not only is it going on, but this shit is getting serious again.
Yeah, it's like the numbers. It's like the second wave, basically.
Right, man. That shit is man. That motherfucker don't give a fuck about Biden. That motherfucker don't give a fuck about Trump. That motherfucker don't give a fuck about bitch ass Proud Boys. That motherfucker don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter. The COVID don't give a fuck. And people say, it's not real. Okay, whatever, motherfucker. Real or not real, you do not want to find yourself laid up in somebody's hospital in the care of somebody that's not your mama.
Right.
You understand?
And I was just talking about that. I'm like, man, some of them fucking Trump rallies, Trump probably helped out his votes, because a lot of people probably passed from getting corona from them damn rallies.
Yeah, real, man. That's real. And shouts out to anyone who has corona or has had a family member. My mother-in-law came down with it. She beat it. Shouts out to my mother-in-law, the best mother-in-law in the whole fucking wide world. I love my mother-in-law. She's a G. And she beat that shit. And a lot of people have beat that shit. And some people may care. Who knows? But, I don't know if, it's not to the point that I'm going to be taking any kind of motherfucking shit. Vaccine, you could get the hell up out of here, nigga. I'm not, putting no kind of chip in me unless it's a motherfucking Dorito.
Right.
You're right. I'll fuck with some Dorito chips, but that's it, bitch.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't care how bad it get. I'm not taking no vaccine. I don't even take a flu shot.
Doing that. I mean, it's like you some stupid, people that think that they can do that. That's where you got to be careful, man, because you see how. With animosity, I'm like, I'm not doing that. You get the fuck out of here. All right, but next thing you know, they're gonna be putting them on the Dorito chips. Oh, you like Dorito chips, do you, Freez? Here's a bag for you. Yes, right, bitch. Get your vaccine out of here. You know what I'm saying? Don't think they can't, man. You just gotta question everything right now.
Right.
Everything. Question it. Don't feel bad about questioning shit. That's why God gave you an inquisitive mind, motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you don't want to question shit, I guess you deserve what the fuck you get.
Exactly. Yeah. You brought up working with Charlie Murphy. We never really touched on that. How was it working with Charlie Murphy? And actually his journey through being a stand-up after years of not really doing stand-up work, just being known as a comedic actor.
it was honestly, man. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. That's a
Yeah, rest in peace,
never
Charlie Murphy.
realized how much I would miss that dude until I started missing that dude like I missed that dude. You know what I'm saying? That was my dog. I was really, really, and our relationship was weird because we was both grown men, grown, full-grown men.
Right.
Fuck, I don't need no new friends, nigga. I got plenty of friends. Charlie got plenty of friends. We wasn't on that. It was like, look, let's get down on the business tip. When I met Charlie, I had 10 years of stand-up under my belt. Matter of fact, 15 years. 15 years of stand-up under my belt, 15 years of ripping shows, you know? Charlie, on the other hand, had a couple of years of stand-up under his belt.
Right.
It was very, he was new to stand-up, but he was a massive star. He was a star. The Dave Chappelle show made him a star. You understand?
Right.
And that, so that shouts out to Dave Chappelle. He made a lot of people stars from that show. So for me, it was cool being on the road. I really respected him that he chose me to be on the road with him. Because he didn't ask me to tone it down. He wasn't like, hey man, go out here and just tone it down for me. It wasn't that. It was like, go out here, do your show. Go hard, do you. Because once you bring me up, I'm gonna have to follow that. And I'm gonna know that once I'm following that with comfort, then I'm gonna really know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't have time to waste, Freeze. He explained, look, I'm starting this stand-up shit late in life, and a shout out to any comedian that does start late in life, because that's one of the beauties about this craft. There is no age limit.
Right.
You can start this shit at 99 years old. You don't have to be young. As a matter of fact, the older that you are, the more you got a point of view and something to really bring to the table.
Exactly.
Charlie Murphy was a naturally funny dude, but his brother's Eddie Murphy, the master of stand-up, and I'm sorry, Eddie Murphy's the dude.
Yeah.
And it's not just hype. Like, this motherfucker's got the skill set of being the dude. Okay. Charlie, a star who is not a comedian, now steps into the realm of his younger brother, who is the dude. And how do you start that? I mean, I respected his audacity. I really did. Like, motherfucker, right. But that says a lot about who he is, and that's how come he was able to do what he did. He didn't give a fuck. It wasn't like he was out to even look at taking his brother's place. That wasn't it. He was like, hey, nigga, look, these motherfuckers got a check for me if I could say some jokes, nigga. I figured, why not, nigga? I just knock, nigga, give me my check. And he went at it like that at first, but then realized, hey, man, there's room in this business and on this stage for Charlie Murphy to be his own individual self.
Right.
He's not, you know what I'm saying? And he fought for that. He fought for that. It was, I was there. I saw years of people's, hey, look, it's Eddie Murphy's brother. It's like, come on, this nigga's name is Charlie.
Right.
But you gonna say Eddie Murphy's brother to try to, take it, or not even that, even just rightfully, hey, that's Eddie Murphy's brother. I was that's something big.
Right.
So you can't get mad at it either. So I saw it go from being, hey, look, there goes Eddie Murphy's brother, to being, hey, look, Charlie Murphy, Charlie. I saw that happen. Right. So I'm very fortunate to get a front row seat of seeing somebody going to not being that big of a star to being, hey, this dude is really, he's hitting this, he's doing this. And, hey, he did that. And it was cool for me. It was beautiful being on the road with that dude. I went all around the world. We went to Australia, New Zealand, Finland, Norway, Scotland, Iceland, as well as every state in this motherfucker, and Shoot, man, there was a time when my wife wanted to kill Charlie Murphy. Nigga, you more with that be you more on the road than being at home. And it was true, but it's like, hey, but the lights is going right, so we
Right.
good. So it's like, yeah, that's true. Get the money, do what you gotta do. And it's rough. It was rough, you know, it was years. I mean, really getting to the point too, you know, not only friendships. I mean, when you are that close to a motherfucker, shit happens too. Like, you know, like niggas get on each other's nerves too. You know what I'm saying? Don't think he's like this motherfucker Freez always wants to go to bed after the show. He's ready to shut it down. I want to write, nigga. Like, God damn, nigga, how many you got enough jokes, nigga? We would write. I'm telling you, after the show, it's I want to go watch Discovery Channel and think. Not this nigga. This nigga want to watch CNN,
Man.
smoke, write more jokes. We got to write more jokes. You know that one joke you do? You should say this. Oh, and you know what I'm saying? That's how we roll. We collabed a lot. And we, you know, we was, because I think we genuinely wanted each other to shine on the tour that we did, the Charlie Murphy Acid Trip tour.
Yeah.
And that was a hot ass tour. We did Charlie Murphy and Friends tour, the I Will Not Apologize tour. So we was doing tours like back to back to back, and just constantly, both of us were like challenged. We challenged each other to always come up with some kind of new material, like every show, you know, or an extension on the material we had a little bit more in depth. It was just cool to be able to partner with somebody that really challenges you and really is paying attention to what you're doing and coming from a place of wanting you to win, as
Right.
opposed to just a strictly competition. It wasn't that. It was like, oh man, I heard this. I heard, or you know, when you do that one joke, man, if you did something the other night, you should say that when you do this. And you know, that's cool. We had a nice team like that.
Yeah, and that goes back to a conversation me and you had before the pod about the being not being a competition, but also being just camaraderie and bringing each
Yeah, I
other up.
mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, what they say, this is what I have to constantly remind myself, is it's not a competition, it's an exposition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're there is no, we, especially us, our people, black people, we like to compete against each other. We like to, you know, we got a lot of illnesses that have been passed down, jealousy, envy. You know, all of that shit is all at the end of it is fear. It's fear of not being the one, fear of them not seeing me. You know, they're just insecure. Hey, he said that joke, and I thought of a joke like that. Now I can't say it. You know, this is all insecurities and fears, and it's ridiculous. It's a waste of time because we're not competing, man. You know, that's the old way of thinking. And this is what I'm telling myself all the time. I'm
Right.
saying it right now so I can remind myself. That's old thinking. There is no competing. It's really us against the world, man. And we need every helping hand, and they need every helping hand.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna help you. I need help, and I'm gonna help you. You're gonna help me because you need help, and we gotta help. We gotta look at each other.
Exactly.
And I say us as a people because that gets overlooked. You know, we could do that we do that for a lot of people. You know, we're always willing to help out and join someone else's cause. But when it comes to our cause, a lot of times we get frustrated with each other and throw our hands out. Oh, them niggas is always want some bullshit. You know, we do this. And, you know, time and time and time and time again, and all kind of stuff, not just entertainment, not just, but, you know, in business, you know, in family.
Right.
I just think that right now is a time to really focus on loving one another and accepting each other no matter what. We need that unconditional love with each other right now. We really do. We
Yeah.
really do. I don't care who the president is. Whoever the fuck it is, they're not gonna give a fuck about you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's really your responsibility. It's my responsibility to make sure I'm straight. It's my responsibility to make sure my people are straight. It's our responsibility to take care of each other, man.
Yeah.
You know, to really look at each other as someone that needs help, my help in some way or form. Sometimes my help is just shutting the fuck up too.
Right.
you know, and letting people go through that. But I think if we just lock love in our head, when we see our people, we gotta love, you know. But you know, you could be weary or be whatever, because just because they are same color don't mean they are people. But you know what? Love won't let you down. Love is strong, man. Don't ever doubt it. Don't ever play it to the left. Love is the strongest fucking thing we got. You can't sleep on it. Love, I always say this, man. Love will make a mother snatch a fucking car up off her baby.
Right.
You know, that's real strength. You can't, don't doubt that strength or think that that's only there when a mother has to rip a car off a baby. That love is still there when your mama's talking to you on the phone. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. We just gotta, you know, shoot that out there, put that positive shit towards ourselves out there, because you know the way shit has been, nobody's giving us a break. Everybody, it's real easy not to like us. There's a whole team of, when someone says, oh, I don't like black people, you got a whole team. Oh, me neither, me neither. Come on our team. We all hate them sons of bitches. You know? So that's how I feel sometimes. And then when you get that on the outside and then come to your people and get it, it's bullshit. I'm not with it. I'm not going for that. I
Right.
see my people, I'll be giving them a head nod. You know, that's another thing, black people. When you see other black people and you and them are the only two black people, don't try to avoid them. Like, don't do that shit, man. I say, make it big. Homie, what up, baby? How big mama? How big mama? How Uncle Larry? Act like you've been knowing them for years.
Pete.
Right. If you see black people that you don't know, start doing that. And if black people start doing that to you and you don't know, play along with it. Hey, man, I didn't know you was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Since everybody's watching us, let's act like we really do know all each other, you know?
Right.
And let's act like it, you know, really care about each other with that too.
Exactly. Well, I can't wait for your special. You said you had a special tape.
Yes. My special.
Tell me more about it.
Finally, Freez Luv. That is like coming. I got a lot going on. A lot of stuff has been in the works and planning. I had to regroup and back up and do stuff, make adjustments. Where I'm at right now is I'm about to drop a new podcast, Freez Luv the Legend. That's going to be on Thursdays at 7. I'm about to put the link. You'll be getting the links this week on a lot of stuff. And that podcast, I'm going to be really talking about my special, Finally Freez Luv. I'm going to be selling that from a couple of spots, but it's independent. I'm selling that. Me, shouts out to Ray Stinton, the director. This is our product that we did. And I'm going to tell you, I'm very proud of it. It's my shit is fire. I can honestly say it. My shit is dope. It's a real special. After doing comedy 28 years, I did that, shot it a little over a year ago. Hey, let me tell you, I wasn't trying to do a whole bunch of specials, and I finally did one. I wasn't thinking about a special because my thing is I always wanted to be in control of a special if I did one.
Right.
And I know how the industry works. You got to be a big star already before you get any kind of control over your special. So my thing was always like, just do the work, do what you do, and someday you may feel inspired to do a special, and that's where it is. I was inspired, felt inspired to really do a solid motherfucking special, and what we came up with and the finished product, I could hang my hat on this, baby. I'm proud of my shit.
Yeah,
my
I
shit
can't wait to see it.
Fire. It's dope. It's an hour and 48 minutes. It's a comedy documentary of me, and I'm gonna be selling the audio version too as a book. So audio book version and the visual version, I'm gonna sell them as a package. And you know, of course, when you go to my website, you'll be getting those coupons where you don't have to pay the full Big Willie price. You get the Freez Luv price. But that's what's cracking. So the album Photosynthesis is out there, and I'm shooting videos for that right now. I'm in the middle of shooting the Altadena video. I got a couple more shoot days on that, and also the Blazing a Bowl. That's the first two. And I'm lining up to do a Nigerian attorney video.
Okay.
So, You know, everything is. Oh, and also I have some animators working on another one for Royal Lick, which is another song. And that's the British one where we talk like this and whole song, you know. Because if you listen, the whole album is just different music. It's not all the same. Altadena, that's the first song. That's why it's the first song. That's a tribute to my hometown, where it all started for me, you know. And that's like some West Coast beats knocking. You know, the second song is a weed song. It's an anthem. It's a blazing a bowl in the morning.
Mm.
It's, you know, inspirational for weed smokers. The third song, I think it's Hecklers.
I think
I
it's
don't know.
shit, I think.
Yeah, Hecklers is that's just I had to put a song out to just smashing hecklers because I love heckler. I love smashing because I used to be a heckler.
Right.
Before I did comedy, I thought it was cool to be a heckler. Like, yo, man, let me yell something out, you know. And then I get one in, but then the comedian would always destroy me, and I was like, damn,
Right.
it's because they got a microphone. Yeah, dumbass.
They supposed to.
They supposed to. So now being on the other side of it, I just made a song straight getting at hecklers.
Right.
A heckler can, you know, if you're a comedian, a heckler can make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? If
Right.
you don't have your heckler skills up, you might catch an L. Me, so you hecklers know, I always got my heckler skills up. Oh, please, nigga, please.
You remember the first incident of a heckler getting at you?
Yes, yes. The first incident of a heckler getting at me, and I talk about it in my special too, because the first time I ever did comedy, a heckler got at me, and that heckler was Chris Tucker. But I didn't know him. I didn't know he was Chris Tucker. He wasn't Chris Tucker that Chris Tucker is now. He was Chris Tucker. But I didn't know him. I didn't even know he was a comedian. I just thought he was somebody in the audience. This is my first time up. And he said something, and I said, man, whatever, homie. And he said, nigga, whatever, nigga. What your name is? And I said, don't worry about my name. You know what? Don't worry about my name, and I'm not gonna worry about your name. But we both have to worry about her name. What is her name, sir? And he's like, what do you motherfucker? What you talking about her, nigga? What the fuck? That don't even make no sense. I was like, no. Yes, it does. It makes a lot of sense. What is her name? What is her? And he said, motherfucker, whose name? What you talking about? I said, the little girl that you swallowed, nigga. Because every time you open your mouth, sir, we hear that little bitch's voice. What is her name? I'm sure her parents are looking for her. That's how I handle the hecklers, like right off the bat. And don't nothing change after that. Because I'm a bagger. I started as a bagger. You put the battle rap mentality with someone who can bag or snap or cap or, you know, whatever y'all call it, Jones, everybody got a different name for that. Those two elements to be able, you know, I was quick off my head. I was freestyle, battle rap MC, you know, so when it came time, comedy for me was like, wait a minute, I don't have to rhyme. I don't have to stay on beat. And I could say just about but everything else still applies. You command the stage, you got to have a presence. Yeah, that's all the same. So it was like, it was almost like a cheat, like a hack. I hacked my beginning of comedy.
Right.
With you know, it was a hack. I cut through a lot of chase. I already had a stage presence the first time. I already knew how to shut down somebody because just years of the back of the bus, the locker room, the lunchroom, just bagging on the classroom. I'm king of the classroom, clown class cats. I was like, I used to gather up the lower classmen and pick out the best class clown in that group and take them under my tutelage. Like, now this is how you fuck up math class. You know, I was on that. I've always been that dude. So shouts out to all my young proteges. My nigga Trey Jolly, what up? These are, man, Trey Jolly was a dude you're gonna see him on my show at some point, only because I'm serious about where I'm from, Pasadena, Altadena, Pasadena. Hey, we bag. It's a sport. Like we would have cats going to different schools to bag on each other at lunchtime.
Damn.
You know, cats would come to my high school. I'm looking for Paul Farmer. I'm a bagger. They're like, oh, really? Yeah, I hope here I am. Did you bring your mom? Because we're gonna have, just instantly jump into it.
Right.
So that's part of my culture. So I've never been worried about a heckler. So that's why I put the song Heckler. And we got, just understand that I'm doing every voice on that album. In the reggae, that's every voice you hear is me. On Nigerian Attorney, that's all my voice. On the song Sosa, that's song Sosa, that's all my voice. I play both characters in that song. It's something to listen to. Get yourself some nice trees or a nice drink or fuck it, a big ass salad, whatever the fuck you do to calm yourself down. And take a listen to that album, Photo Sentences, from beginning to end. It's a dope album. I'm proud of it. Shouts out to everybody. I thank you, Keone. Man, my Big Jess from What's Up Productions. He produced that song out to Dina. Shouts out to Big Jess, man. That's a Big Jess produced Above the Law and Second to None. He produced, some real classic West Coast, beats.
That's a lot of love, man.
Yeah, man, I've been blessed by these dudes, man.
And with the comedy and the rapping, um, it's a lot of voices that you can actually do. Uh, did you practice a lot, or did it just come second nature to you to just come up with the voices and the slang and everything?
I think I've always liked people, man. Like I've always got a kick out of watching people. And I get that, I think, mostly from my father. I can remember like literally going to the mall and posting up with my pops, just, because my father was handicapped. My father was in a wheelchair
Mm.
for a portion of his life. He'd had a massive stroke. So there was a lot of years that pops, you just had to just post him up, roll him in his chair, let him kick it and watch people, whether it be like downtown Pasadena, watching people, or whether it be, at the African marketplace in LA, wherever. It's just
Right.
people. I loved watching people because people are interesting to me. I've always liked how, always try to mimic people and create, how they're talking. I see somebody talking funny or strange. I'll be like, look how this guy's talking. I wonder where he's from. Notice how he doesn't talk like us. Look how he's talking. I wonder where he's from. And I come, hello, where are you from? I said, where are you from? I'm right here. So I always had an ability to mimic people's talking. And then, cartoons played a big part of it too.
Right.
I came up in the era where cartoons was a part of life. Like you would rush home to watch cartoons on the school days, and on Saturday you was getting up like crack of dawn. You going in the kitchen, get your cereal ready, get your little, me, my brothers and sisters, we'd be like cartoon, like we getting it ready, like we had a whole lineup, and we would watch cartoons from like 7 a.m. until our parents got up at like 10 or 11 on Saturday, and then it was like, all right, turn the damn TV off. Wait a minute, Soul Train. Okay,
Oh,
after
yeah.
Soul Train, you turn all that shit off and get to work. But cartoons was always different voices. That's why I think I got, like a lot, and it's fucked up because the other side of the coin is a lot of these fucking cartoons were horrible. They pushed stereotypes. They were racist than a motherfucker. It was bullshit. But
When
we
you
didn't
watch
know.
it, when you get older, they kind of different.
Yeah, they hit different when you're older. Like, hey, wait a minute, this motherfucking Speedy Gonzalez is, oh, that's fucked up.
Right.
I mean, oh, Speedy, if you're going too fast, the cat El Gato is going to catch you. Hey, don't worry about me. I was like imitate. So then I go to school, I'll be like, hey, Carlito, how are you today? He'd be like, hey, motherfucker, I don't like you talking like that about me. Hey, why not? We talking about whoever. And excuse me, I had a crazy neighborhood too. My neighborhood in Altadena, Sacramento Street, this little street I lived on, had everybody. We had Italians on that street. We had Jamaicans on that street. We had Mexicans on that street. We had Africans that lived on that street. We had Vietnamese that lived on that street. These were kids in my neighborhood. So, you know, when you see my homie Kwang Fam, I'd be like, yo, Kwang Fam, what up, fam? He'd be like, hey, hey. And then you see Fam's mom, Fam, you have to hurry up. You didn't clean your room today. How come you go to school and you don't clean your room? You bad boy. Tell your friend you'll come outside no more. You know, so it's like, wow, that's how your mama talk, nigga. So this is how I would, everybody's parents, everybody talk different, you know?
Right.
The Butterottis, the Italians, hey, I'm gonna tell you fucking black something. Don't bring that shit in my yard. All right? You know, that's Mr. Butterotti. He's Italian. Leave him alone. He'll leave you alone.
No, that's great.
He'll give it to you. You know what I'm saying? It was diverse. And I appreciate that. That helped me in life. There wasn't a group I didn't feel I could walk up to and become friends and introduce myself. That's, you know, that's a beauty in life of having a diverse foundation, because that's where our strength is, and diversity. Strength is not all being the same. Strength is that many different ways to skin the cat.
Right.
You know, and we need to celebrate our diversities, not only in our culture, but our culture too. These, you know, it's okay. They don't have to talk like you. You can still let them in. Don't worry about it. When you have a strong foundation, can't nobody fuck with you. That's how come I like the stuff our grandparents used to tell us, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words shall never hurt you.
Yeah.
And we have to get back to that, because words should never be able to hurt anyone. You know, especially if you're listening. It's one thing when words written down about your ass can really fuck you up. But hearing words should not be able to have an effect on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just a sound. It's a sound. It's a certain tone, a certain vibration from someone else's mouth that doesn't know you. They don't know who you are. So who cares what little word or sound they made up to throw at you? It can't hurt you. You shouldn't be able to. And I think we need to instill that in our kids. We've gotten away from that. We've become so pussy. You know, you say, bitch, you call me a bitch. I am not a bitch. How dare you? Relax. Fuck that person that called you a bitch. They don't know you. They let them go. Call me a bitch, whatever. Have my check. And make sure that those words say Paul Farmer Freez Luv. Okay? That's all that matters. All that other shit is in your own head. You can't let nobody that don't know you mess with you.
So,
you know.
For sure. So we had this this little event this week called an election. And from my understanding, it's still going on. They're still counting. What's your thoughts about that?
This is how you guys got to look at it, man. They missed out on what? They missed out on a lot of money with the fucking COVID. A lot of money's been missed out on the fucking all the sports. Yeah, we had a motherfucking championship, but it was in the bubble. Didn't nobody sell no popcorn this year in the NBA. Didn't nobody sell no motherfucking hot dogs during the Dodgers season.
Right.
And there's been a lot of motherfuckers that have taken losses. Right. Entertainment being one of them. Ain't nobody rushing to no motherfucking movie to pay for overpriced popcorn and stale Reese's Pieces and sit next to a motherfucker coughing and unwrapping some candy. Fuck all of that, nigga. I'm staying my ass right at home, right? It's a lot of money. So guess what? Election time is time to G off, baby. We got to G off. We need all the Trump supporters buying Trump flags. We need all the Biden supporters buying Biden flags. We got to recoup on all these losses, God damn it. They're recouping everywhere. We got the number. The vote is in. Shut the fuck up. We got a lot of popcorn to sell. Don't you tell anyone. Back in that room. Act like you're counting. Game, man. It's game to me. To me. Now, I'm not one of these guys that says, hey, man, fuck voting. Nah, no. You can't say that. You cannot say fuck voting, man, because that's how we get our judges. That's how we get our police chiefs. That's how we get our DAs. You understand? And these are the motherfuckers that directly affect us. These are the DA that's going to look at the case that you may be wrongly accused of. How do you have a say-so on who that DA is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is it a DA that's, hey man, this person is, you know, I know a couple of cops. They said this dude is like a righteous dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of the internet and shit now, is you can do a lot of research on your own for whoever is up.
Right.
I remember voting at a time where it's like, I look at the names on the ballot and didn't know none of those motherfuckers.
Name
No
recognition
way to find out.
Yeah, name recognition was like the biggest way of voting somebody in. You'd be like, oh, I remember this from last year. Let me vote this person in again.
Exactly. Because I'm just here to do my civil duty. I don't really give a shit, but I don't want people to say I didn't vote, so fuck it. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, in order to do the research, I don't know what's that machine that they used to use in the library. Like you see it in movies where people get like old news clippings. That's how you had to do your research before.
Yeah, you had to shit, man. It was hard, dude. You weren't doing it. No one was doing it. It was word of mouth. Or you did what your parents did. Hey, mama, who you vote for? Oh yeah, okay. You know, that's it. But see now,
that's an underrated movie though. The Eddie Murphy, Distinguished Gentleman. You ever seen that?
I was the boom operator on that movie.
That's highly underrated movie, and I'm like, that's what a lot of people got to see when they go to vote.
No,
one off of name recognition, like off a white guy name.
That's exactly what the movie was. It's a trip you mentioned that movie because that movie was pinnacle for me in my life.
Wow.
I used to be a boom operator. You know, the guys that hold the mics and
okay.
That's what I did. Okay. And on that film, Distinguished Gentleman, that film, I became a union boom operator because the film went union. I wasn't doing comedy. I was rapping. I was in the studio when I wasn't working in movies, but I wasn't doing comedy yet. I worked on that movie, Distinguished Gentleman. I became a union boom operator on that movie. Thank you, Eddie Murphy. That was one of the, you know, Eddie Murphy was the producer on that. And that film was a union film. I became a union boom operator. But the other side of the coin is, it was at the end of that film that I decided I had to do comedy. I couldn't live on that side of the camera because I knew I had what it took to be on the other side of the camera.
Right.
And you know what's crazy is this is what you have to understand about that movie. And it took me a long time to really accept and understand. I worked on that movie for about, I'd say 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks, every day, minimum of 10-hour days. And every single day, I had a microphone directly over Eddie Murphy's head. Not Eddie Murphy while he's goofing around, not Eddie Murphy while he's rehearsing, but Eddie Murphy when he's actually working, doing what he does to pay the bills. What is the real shit? That is what I recorded with that mic. And basically, at the end of it, I had a personal class by Eddie Murphy for a whole film's worth of lessons. As a comedian, I got to see the master at work firsthand, so closer than the only person who was closer to me was the camera itself. And you heard when you heard that movie because I recorded the sound on it, baby. So that's how close I was. And that trips me out now as an actor and as a comedian. It's like, damn, before I even started, I had a it wasn't one-on-one, but it was with the master, Eddie Murphy. That's why I say, when I'm saying he's a master, it's not like I'm not trying to kiss his ass or blow smoke up his ass. That's not what I'm saying. There's no need for that. I'm talking about a dude that is a phenomenon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, a true master of characters, of voices. And it let me know how well someone can do this. You know what I'm saying? And it inspired me like, yo, man, I'm gonna do this.
And the crazy part about that was he was around 32, maybe. So, and he was on his what they would call a decline because he started so young. And I just looked at a list of movies, and this is what this list said of all Eddie Murphy comeback movies. And it said like Nutty Professor, Shrek, Norbit, Tower Heist, all these movies, Dreamgirls, all of them was considered Eddie Murphy's comeback movies, and he had like 5 different movies.
The thing about Eddie Murphy, man, because see, that's another thing I could speak on it because I was there. I was a part of that life. Not with him. I'm talking about I was there in society. I
Right.
was in high school when Eddie Murphy dropped well, Delirious.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the impact that a comedian, that a black man and a black comedian can have on society. And I witnessed, like everyone else, a phenomenon. And I'm gonna be honest with you, nobody, the media or the people, the powers that be in entertainment right now, they downplay it. They downplay it, because shit, I think racism, man. If he'd have been a white boy, you wouldn't be able to go. He'd be the genius of the world, the best ever to do it. That, you know what I'm saying? Even though that is the case, but
Oh yeah.
because he's black, we don't hear it like that. We just say, oh, Eddie Murphy, we love him. No, motherfucker. Name me any other comedian that has grossed more money than that dude. Number one. Number two, the motherfucker's he's an original motherfucker. He don't come up. His comedy hasn't been out here mimicking anyone. It's been real stories, real life, real comedian shit. You know? Number three, the motherfucker, he put so many other black comedians on. What
Right.
about that part?
He
Don't
put
forget John Witherspoon. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Tommy Davidson. All these people that were in these movies, man. This dude, the Wayans. Don't forget, what was that? Trading Places when Damon Wayans, he said he'd take these bananas.
Beverly Hills Cop.
The
Beverly Hills
Beverly Hills
Cop.
Cop. Right, man. It's
Yeah.
like the list goes on, man. I could run down we could go movie for movie, and I'll tell you a motherfucker that came up out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This dude has put Arsenio Hall. Arsenio, look how many people Arsenio's show touched. Well, Eddie Murphy put Arsenio Hall on.
Yeah. Robert
Keenan,
Townsend directed Raw.
the Wayans, right?
Yeah.
Keenan was down with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was looking out for people, putting people in position, giving people jobs in Hollywood.
You heard his story about I'm gonna get you sucker?
No, I'm curious because I heard another story about I'm gonna get you.
Keenan Ivory said they were hanging out. It was Keenan, I think it was Arsenio, Keenan, Robert Townsend, and Eddie Murphy, and they were talking about blaxploitation movies. And he was like, "You should make one called I'm gonna get you sucker." And Keenan thought about it for a minute. Then he called Eddie and was like, "Can I really use it?" He was like, "Go ahead." So he actually used the title, but Eddie Murphy came up with the title, I'm gonna get you sucker.
I heard it was more than the title he came up with, baby, but we'll leave that for
the whole thing.
We'll leave that for another show. Cause hey man, Charlie Murphy's my dog, man. That's my brother, man. Charlie was like, nigga, I seen that nigga Keenan walk over to the trash can and pull that script out the trash and say, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Eddie, can I use this?
Damn.
Yeah, use it. So it's the same story, but a little bit different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Nigga want to fact check me? Let's go, nigga. I'll tell you. I was there for a lot of this shit. I know all these clowns, man. I know these dudes. I know these comedians. You niggas know I know you. I be knowing the real truth about a lot of you guys. And don't think I'm not gonna tell it.
What else we working with? OG.
Man, what else do I got, man? I got a few more things that are in a little bit less stages of development that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to just yet.
Okay.
Got to button up a few things, shit, man. Just get ready for Freez Luv the Legend. That's it. Shouts out to my man Jay Bass, Baby Hippo, Chicken. These are people that have been on my new show that you're gonna see. We got some crazy stories, crazy stuff cracking. But man, and you will be seeing me back. I'm gotta hit up the 5150. I ain't been there in a minute.
Oh yeah, shout out.
And Darlene and Zoe and Craig and Nate and Dewan Brown. Dewan, I've been on Dewan Brown Hotep-ish and Craig Smith's show also.
Right.
Craig Flax. Shouts out to those brothers, Big Ja, to man, who else? Smoke Yours Crew, Slink Williams, and all of them. We doing some stuff with Craig Smith. So it's a few things that's cracking right now. That's looking good. And I mean, you guys have to understand, I come from being a slave in this industry. See, and a lot of people don't know, y'all don't know what that means, man. You know, you get an idea, hey, I want to shoot a skit. Hey, let's get our friends, let's shoot a skit. All right, we shoot a skit. And then boom, you shoot your skit. Let's post it. Let's post it. Oh, everyone likes it. Yo, motherfucker, we didn't have that.
Right.
If we wanted to shoot a skit, you had to get a cameraman, you had to get a crew, you had to get a writer. You had to get, you know what I'm saying? This shit, and you had to have it. It wasn't like you could just run out. And there weren't, you know, even if you did a VHS, so what? It wasn't the quality that is required. No one's looking at your shit. You had to meet a certain look criteria too. It had to, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like now, there is no such thing as production value. We had to have shit like production value.
Right.
You know what I mean? And what that means is like, did it show that you put some money or had money or had access to money to put into the production? If you didn't, well, then your shit will not be seen because it's pretend. You know what I'm saying? There is none of that now. Somebody could shoot this shit on a fucking old ass Nike. It doesn't, that's irrelevant now. So I say, that being said, to my younger generation out there, don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. Don't let nobody direct you on, take you off your righteous path on how you see you want to do it. Do it. Do it. There ain't no no. Ain't no no, and it ain't no competition. So do it. Do it. Put your show up. Put your point of view out there, man. And to the older people, people my age, I tell you the same, man. Go hook up with these young people. Figure out how they doing it. Get some help. Slide them a few bucks. A young person, hey, let me tell you something. $100 is a big deal to a hungry student.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of you people that you got money. It ain't shit to give a young person some money, but you think they're gonna take advantage of it. Well, they're not. Let them take you and help your business. Let them help you set up a podcast. And you know, we need older brothers with podcasts.
Right.
We need a crew of old dudes talking. That's how these young kids are learning. How they're not gonna get to see you face to face, but they gotta hear those conversations that we have at the barber shop, those conversations that we have at the mechanic shops. You know, all those kicking it in the garage and talking shit. Whereas, you know, that's necessary. That's part of our development. And women too. Young women need to know what older women are talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is how the world is learning now. So it's important for you to put your 2 cents out there. Get a podcast. I don't care what it's, you know, I don't care whatever the fuck you love. You know, if you love it, you should have a podcast about it. So you can meet other people and make all kind of money, man. You don't have to solicit. You don't have to go knocking door to door. Those days are gone. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is set up your shop. Just set up your store online, your thing, and the people find you. It may take a little bit of time, but it'll hit a point where it'll just start really, really picking up.
Right.
So I'm encouraging that. I think there's a lot of wealth of knowledge out there that is not being talked about because people don't know how to get on these computers and do this, you know, and they don't want to take the time because it is difficult. It is when you got a way of thinking and operating shit, man. What you mean? I don't even see the buttons. It's a touch screen, grandma. You know what I'm saying? You just take the time. And that bond that's being built with older and young people coming together and helping each other. We need in our communities, man.
Exactly.
So, you know, I say, you know, don't just look at the old people and laugh because they don't know how to turn off the fucking whatever. Just help them out.
Just help them out.
You know, because I think we'll benefit. All of us will benefit. There's some people in your families, in my family that would really be interesting to hear their point of view on shit like this. And I be forgetting, I'm one of them old motherfuckers now. So, when I say the motherfuckers say, well, you keep talking about old people, he's old. Yeah, I am. But I'm talking about people older than me.
Right.
Don't be afraid. We got 80-year-olds and 70-year-olds that got their wits. They still have their mind intact. We want these people to be heard. We want to hear their opinion.
Right.
We need it. We need that guidance, man. We need it. So we gotta, go down here to these retirement centers and make a friend. If you're a young computer savvy teenager, hey man, go help this old person because you take it for granted the stuff you know. But man, we don't know all of that.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's intimidating. You're talking about somebody that worked their whole life to know what the fuck they doing, to step into a realm that they don't know what the fuck they doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a dilemma. That's a mind block. So people will not do it. And then meanwhile, we miss out on that information and they miss out on the benefit of what this new computer world has to offer them. So that's all I can say, man. Just stay active, man.
And they work on both ends too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it really does. And we need to see that working on both ends and acknowledging that it is both ends, because it is.
Right.
It takes, we always say it takes a village to raise a child. Hey man, it takes a village to take care of an elder.
Right.
It takes a village to take care of a family. It takes a village to take care of a village. You know what I'm saying? Not just with the kids. We got to take care of each other. Help each other. That's all I'm saying, man. That's more and more of that. We got to lock it in our heads, man. When we see somebody that needs us, step up and do it, man. So I try to. Well, you can't always do it. You can't always do it. It's a blessing when you can, when it's needed and you can. That's a blessing. But you at least gotta, have an open mind to it, I think.
Yeah.
Again, Gordy, I'm a comedian. So a lot of this info be sounding real fly. You gotta remember, nigga, I'm high. And, I'm not held accountability of anything other than I have to make you motherfuckers laugh.
Exactly.
I'm a comedian. Anything else, hey, take it with a grain of salt, man.
Exactly.
I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm from the first Generation X, as they call it.
Right.
That's not Generation X, nigga. It's the hip hop generation. Hip hop, look, hip hop made music without instruments, without being able to read music, without being able to compose music, without being able to sing, without being able to have any kind of motherfucking musical playing ability or talent. Hip hop was the generation that made it possible to do that.
Right.
Through scratching, mixing of records that were already made. Okay, that shit. Those became the actual instruments. The turntable that played the record became the instrument with scratching. The blenders that you just would in this song and make it smooth. Well, that became an instrument with transforming and all of this. This is the hip hop generation, and what the significance of that is, this was the generation that said, fuck your rules. I'm gonna do what I think I can do. Right. I don't have to play a music, but I can't read music. I can't play an instrument, but I'm gonna become a mogul from the music industry.
Exactly.
You see, we broke a rule there. We came from a lot, and understand that hip hop was a universal movement. Okay. Of all nationalities. Everybody played their part. I was in Berlin, Germany in 1985, 1984. I saw the impact of hip hop firsthand in Europe. It was just like here. So I'm talking about a sea of white German people bobbing their head, listening to Pee Wee Herman. Do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? It was universal. From once it hit everywhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just different times people got their opportunity to come forward. It wasn't like it started in New York and spread to LA and then spread down south and then spread. No, This shit hit everywhere.
Where,
And
yeah.
at different points, people got their time to come up and speak on it.
Right.
But it's been in our roots universally from the beginning. Don't think it's not. It was underground because the main media didn't know, but everybody else knew. So don't worry about it. Hip
Right.
hop always been universal. And as far as I'm concerned, Generation X, as they call us that because I don't want to call it the hip hop generation because hip hop came from the urban people,
Right.
came from urban society, black and brown people, and white people that were stuck in the hood. You know, motherfuckers that one white family that couldn't leave with the rest of the whites.
Yeah, with a little white mic. It was
Yeah,
always somebody had a white mic in their hood.
right, exactly. Well, that's how we got Eminem. That's how we got the
Yeah.
fucking the Beastie Boys. You
Right.
understand? That's how we got Search and Third Base. Hey man, it was motherfuckers that was struggling in the cities, in the inner cities, or in the rural areas, wherever they was struggling. Hip hop was born, and it was touching people
Right.
around the world. I was there. I was in Berlin. I saw young Turkish dudes and young German dudes just writing raps instantly. The minute they found out you could do this, they was writing. Now, people that may not have heard of them yet over here, but believe our culture is that strong, baby. We create shit. We
That's
create shit where they say you can't create it. We shut it down, man. I really remember having arguments with people that rap music would be played in stores while people shopped. You're like, you're insane. That'll never happen. They're always gonna play some Lawrence Welk or some, some Barry Manilow or like, nah, nigga, they gonna be playing some LL. I Need Love. Like, you're insane. That shit is in any store you go to. They got hip hop playing. The
right.
grocery market, they got hip hop playing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Universal.
It's universal, man.
Yeah.
So I claim my roots to that. I don't ever. I'm a hip hop artist first. Comedy is a part of that hip hop artistry for me. Stand up is a part of that. Hip hop is the first. It's Freez Luv, baby. It's always that. So that's always going to connect me to my young people because hip hop is always growing, always progressing. I don't never let anybody dictate to me what hip hop is because I know I created it, bitch. How you gonna tell me we made this? Me and my homies, me and my friends, we're making this. This is what we say it is.
Right.
So if you're an old ass rapper, get your ass in the studio. Ain't no motherfucker, oh, I'm too old for that. Bitch, when was Miles Davis too old? When was Miles Davis, huh?
Yeah.
When was Dizzy Gillespie? Right. When was Duke Ellington too old to compose new songs? The fuck out of here. And shouts out to Busta Rhymes. Woo! How about that album?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, couldn't no kid do that album. Do you understand?
Yep.
Shit, and now, look, shit, if you'd let the industry tell it, oh, that is all Buster. You better hit the gym and lose some of that. Nah, nigga, we know. Fat motherfuckers is prosperous motherfuckers. He's a don. He's a king. He's supposed to be fat now, goddammit.
Exactly.
You know? And but let an outside force tell us he's too old. He doesn't have the look. You see what I'm saying? And we'd have missed out on all this value because that's a valuable new album, man.
Right.
That's something that was needed in hip hop. He fulfilled what hip hop does to me, and that's inspire, educate, uplift, motivate. You know, everything. That's hey, shout out to you, Busta Rhymes. Thank you for not stopping and not shit. He's better now. He's doper now.
Right.
We lying, man. We get better the more shit we know, not lesser. But see that you got to understand that the young people, the push for young people in the music industry is because young people buy shit no matter what. I get it. There's a lot of money with young people.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that. But don't think because you can't get that money that you should stop. No, that's the biggest section of the market. Yeah. But there's a whole nother market. There's a market where people have money to spend. They have a job. They actually do own a nice sound system. Their money and shit is right.
Right.
They got the bomb car. They got the good system because they're going to run their business Well, guess what? They're hip hop. I'm
They want
55.
to hear it too.
I'm hip hop. There's a whole generation out here that will buy that shit if it's knocking.
Exactly. Yeah.
You understand? We'll support that shit if it's knocking. And it's all the same family, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. I took a listen to the Buster. It kind of surprised me because it was a lot of projects he did before that wasn't really the same, but the album I actually like it.
Well, I think the difference is it's independent. It's an independent album, you understand? And being, you got to remember when you're on record companies, when you're on labels, you don't have a say. Nigga, you signed away your say so. You just got to fulfill it, and hopefully it's some shit that they like and want to get behind.
Right.
But when you're independent, there is no ceiling. There's no ceiling. There's nobody to say, "Oh, no, that can't." It's you. You have control. What we're hearing is what Buster wanted us to hear.
Right.
And that's the difference. That's what I think the difference is.
And it took him it took him a while to do it too, because he had some of those songs for a while. And he wanted to bring it together as one body of work.
Yo, hey man, that's you hit it on the nose. A lot of times, I mean, I got a body of work because I went after a body of work. I think we should go after it. You want a body of work. You don't have to sound the same and look the same and be the same in all of your work. Hey man, hit this area. Clack, 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 boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's covered. Go on to something else. Have a body of work so that at the end, this is my work. It's not, this is my work. You know what I'm saying? The same old shit over and over. Hey man, this dude, stress. And I'm telling you, I'm not a I mean, I like Busta Rhymes, but I'm not a motherfucking huge Busta Rhymes fan because I met that nigga before. And when I met him, that nigga was like, back out, back out, back out. I was like, hey, motherfucker, I'm Freez Luv. I know who you are. Back the fuck up, back out. I was like, hey, nigga. Tell me to back up, nigga. Haba, 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 haba. I started making fun of that nigga in my room. How about the haba, like, hey, ho, he, nigga, fuck you. Haba, and the bus, bustle. You think I was clowning? But that's only because the nigga told me to back up, back up, back up. Like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. I ain't backing up next time. I'm not coming over to you, nigga. I might see, I'll be like, if that, I ain't even doing that, I'm gonna be like, you know that nigga's dope. I ain't letting him see that. I'm backed up, nigga. But on the real, shout out to Busta Rhymes and T.I.
Oh,
you don't think I'm gonna mention Busta Rhymes and not mention T.I. Come on, little fella. Come on now, T.I. Guys, man, I'm expeditiously going to creatively figure out a way to segue this to parlay it out of my region of controversial discussion. No, nigga. No. That nigga, you supposed to bust on that nigga. You supposed to get at that nigga. You supposed to light that nigga's ass up.
Right.
That's hip-hop. That's hip-hop. No, you don't get off the hook, baby.
And I was thinking, like, when Busta Rhymes said it, the one rapper in the South that I thought wouldn't back away from it was probably Luda.
Hey, let me tell you. Now that'd be the Luda, do not sleep on Ludacris. Luda's got some motherfucking lyrics for your ass.
Right.
He's got some, I got a necklace looking like a midget. The nigga said I got and then in the video had a midget hanging from his neck. What?
Man.
Luda is a genius, man.
He was my favorite rapper in the South.
Well, when you start talking about my favorite rapper, nigga, my favorite rapper in the South is motherfucking CeeLo, nigga. And wish I took the easy way, but then I wouldn't be the strong nigga that I am today. Put a hole somebody can see through. You know, put a hole through you, somebody can see through.
Hey.
Hey, CeeLo, man, I got a lot of, you see what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I'm not letting the T.I. off the hook, nigga. Devin the dude can spit. You know, he says he's Maybelline, at least they keep their navel clean. Yo, shit, nigga. I'm sorry, you get Snow off the hook, Ti. You gotta come with it.
Right.
Gotta come with it, homeboy.
Yeah.
And Big Gip, that nigga spits, motherfucking shit.
3,000.
Eight ball, Andre 3000, Big Boy. There's a lot of cats,
I
man.
know they discussing Outkast versus Tribe.
Outcast will kill Tribe. Sorry. Tribe is dope. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
I've done shows with Tribe. When I was a rapper, I did a show with Tribe, our group. And Tribe and them is cool. That's native tongue. Yeah, they great. But you guys are, you create a very nice move, a dope move. That's what you do. You're not, you ain't no motherfucking pound for pound, lyric for lyric. Come on, homeboy. Don't even step. Don't even play. You even anyone who suggested that is trying to play fucking the they're trying to play them like they from the South. You know what I mean? Like Andre and 3000. Like, well, you can't step to Tribe. Shit, boys, it put a hurting on. And it's just tip too. So
wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be better for them to just say like Native Tongue versus the Dungeon Family?
Now, see, now that right there, Native Tongue versus the Dungeon Family. Now we're talking. Now there's some, because there are some spitters in Native Tongue. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it. Who was over there that could really spit?
Shit. I don't think the Dungeon Family had no female, and you got Moni and Queen.
Yeah.
De La, Jungle Brothers.
De La, Jungle Brothers. De La, man, True Boy, them cats spit, man. They king of meta. They got some hell of a metaphors for your ass.
Right.
But Dungeon Family, yo, man, Goody Mob, man. I'm sorry, man. I mean, Goody Mob, yo, man, before Goody Mob, for me, Southern rap was like, they from the South, man. Like MC Shadi. You don't know who that is? You know who that is?
Shadi, nah.
MC Shadi. And you gotta be tough. Boom, 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 boom. MC Shadi was like, that was I think he's from Florida. I'm pretty sure he's from Florida. And he was before 2 Live Crew and him.
Okay.
Miami bass sound. This is the beginning of hip hop. This is the roots of Southern hip hop. 2 Live Crew, it wasn't the only ones. There was some other groups. And, until when Goody Mob came, Goody Mob, the reason I have to give Goody Mob so much props is because before Goody Mob, you didn't really understand that brothers is conscious and about that life in the South.
Right.
They opened up, who's that peeking through my window? Cell therapy. All of this, 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, them dirty red dogs done hit the door, and they got everybody on their hands and knees, and they ain't gonna break until they find them keys. Now, Dirty Bill Clinton in front of me some way said, "Bring back," you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, who are these? It's like, cause they spend that shit,
right?
And it was like that was, that's always gonna be that. For me, I don't care whoever else comes along, others have come along. UGK, fucking off the chain, baby.
Right.
8 Ball and MG off the chain. These is lyricists, man. These niggas is spitting that real shit. But Dungeon Family cracked that dough, man. They, that's why I say they might come out on top over Native Tongue, man.
Oh yeah.
Native Tongue, y'all got respect in the roots, but
they got some spitters down south.
Right.
So we about
I'll tell you the most interesting one I heard, and I don't think we'll ever see it, was somebody said, shouts out to Doug Young. Doug Young was a promoter, and he put a lot of groups on here in LA. Like, I mean, major, like Tupac, NWA. He was like a part of creating that buzz and making that happen. Doug Young said something about KRS versus LL.
Okay.
He was like, and LL can spit, but when you talk about KRS-One, I'm always gonna be KRS-One. I think KRS is my favorite. That's my number one on my list, KRS, because I was there from the beginning with him.
I
You know
want
what I'm saying?
I want to see Rakim and Kane.
Ooh, well, yo, man, Rakim and Kane. Oh, that's I didn't even never even thought of that.
And you know why I think about it? Because of course I always thought of that as like the 80s version of Jay versus Nas.
Good example. And I would say you would be right with that. I mean, Rakim is like right there, right now, time to battle. I give it to Big Daddy Kane. But come back with some lyrics, think about what you're gonna say, and then come in battle. I'll go with Rakim.
Right. So I forgot who it was. It was between the four. Somebody said make it to where I think it was Kane that said he wanted to battle somebody. I think he said KRS-One. I think Kane was trying to battle KRS-One. He wanted to make it songs, but then also make it to where they rap as well.
Yeah, you can't Kane. See, that's some 80s MC ego talking, baby. You gotta step outside and look at that, what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm like, if Patty and Gladys doing it, we might as well have some of these 80s rappers come on out and do it.
Hey man, I would, that shit would be dope, man. Let me tell you, Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. Kane, nigga, you better go to work. When you do go to work, you can't go to work without having the blueprint. Come on, man. You're not gonna fuck it. I put KRS-One versus anybody in the business. Anybody. I remember when KRS-One threw PM Dawn off the stage. I cheered. Yeah, get him. Fuck, you know. Only motherfucker I tell you, there is somebody. There's two people. There's two people. I have to be honest that I think would give KRS-One a run for their money, a run for his motherfucking money. That's right, Chris. I'm gonna go out and say it. Huh. One of them, I'm sure you've not been able to avoid from the beginning, and that is my nigga Kool Keith from Ultramagnetic MCs. Don't forget, they started. It was all Boogie Down Productions together. They started. Kool Keith, if that nigga wasn't so weird, he'll really do some damage. But he a weird motherfucker, but that nigga can spit. He says some outlandish shit. And if given the task to battle Chris, I think he would stand up. It would be a tough one. And the other one that everybody sleeps on because he's such a soft-spoken cat and he doesn't run around beating his own drum. And I think we need to always take a second and give a shout out. Damn, and then I just thought of another one, but I was gonna say to Master Ace. Master Ace is a dope ass motherfucking MC. And people don't know that because Master Ace has never gotten the support of the music business and all of that not because they hated on him, but because that motherfucker was moving around, bouncing around. He left New York, came out to LA and started a whole new movement.
I remember on the road, he was from LA.
Who?
Master Ace.
Nah.
I thought he was from LA.
Well, you thought he was from LA, right? Because he got a rebirth in LA.
Man, that boy on the road was like, I thought he was a Cali rapper.
When he was in LA rapping, I was upset. Like, nigga, why you fighting with these Mexicans? Nigga, you Master Ace. Nigga, you're from the symphony. You're with Kool G Rap. And Kool G Rap was the other cat I was going to mention too. Let's see who's going to battle Kool G Rap. That's who you would bring. Now, I think Big Daddy Kane and Kool G Rap might be a nice battle.
Kool G Rap and Scarface might be good.
Wow, you hit a nerve.
Kool G Rap and Scarface.
Like, I'd never want to see that to happen. I love both them niggas' rap styles so much. I would never have to like one more than the other. I like, man, Kool G Rap is so fucking dope. And Scarface Scarface, I'm glad you mentioned Scarface, because I'd have been upset if we had forgot to mention Scarface. And, you know, and
Talking about the South, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How could I not? How could I forget that? Shouts out to Willie D, Scarface, and rest in peace, Bushwick Bill. Those cats, you know, those you gotta understand. A lot of people put it down for hip hop, not just because they had the flyest lyrics or the flyest beats. Another way that people put it down for hip hop is because they made the most money.
Right.
They made money with this, like Young MC or Tone Loc. People don't mention them when they say, you know, dope rappers, but you got to understand they accomplished something for financial gain of the culture. You understand? By them making that much money, all of a sudden, record companies have to listen to this. People
Right.
have to. You can't not acknowledge this. These motherfuckers have real platinum hits here. You got to take this
Diamond, like Hammer, Hammer
like
going
Hammer.
diamond.
You got to take that shit serious because money's being made. So everybody has played their part to put this where it is today. Shouts out to the mumble rappers. I don't know what you young niggas is saying, but shouts out to you for doing it, goddammit. Don't worry about me. I'm old. I'm not gonna like all this young shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, some of the shit I be hearing, I be like, what in the fuck is going on? I'd be like, it sounds like somebody just dropped a mic in the back seat of somebody's car on the way to work. And I'm over there and saying, I want to do that. And I want to eat some chicken. Stop back, give me a soda. Sippy, 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 sippy. Hey man, that's a song, and they make it, and they make a song, and that shit sells, and motherfuckers get checks. So I don't get it. So I can't front like I do. But I say shout out to them because, God damn it, don't let nobody tell you what hip hop is to you. That's the first rule of thumb of hip hop. God damn it, it's your take.
Right.
Be honest with it. If it moves you and it touches you and makes you feel good, 9 out of 10, you're gonna touch somebody else and make them feel good because you're being true to yourself. That's hip hop, man. You don't have to make it fit into my belief of what it is. That's not the culture, homie.
Right.
Don't let nobody, oh nigga, that's not the culture, dude. We would not be where we are if motherfuckers didn't take chance. Look at graffiti. All these different styles. Look at what graphic arts has done. The impact it's had on advertising. The impact it's had on visual arts.
Right.
Graffiti is at the base of that, baby. Hip hop graffiti. Hip hop graffiti that motherfuckers tried to get rid of. They didn't want it. It's terrible. Nah, that's you know what I'm saying? So, I know what it's like to be in a position where people think you crazy and think you're wasting your time. So that's why I shout out to the mumble rappers. Don't let nobody tell you to stop, man. Keep doing it. I remember when motherfuckers said this shit was a fad.
Yeah, people saying it wasn't gonna last past 10 years, and we on year 40, actually close to 50.
Yeah. I mean, let's see. The first hip hop song that I heard was Rapper's Delight.
Right.
Okay. And I was in the 8th grade, and I heard it on the bleachers at John Marshall High School in Pasadena in the 8th grade. And I heard that shit. My friend had the tape. He had it on a cassette, and he was bumping it on the boombox. I said, man, you gotta let me borrow that, man, just so I could take it home and make a copy. I'll bring it back tomorrow. He's like, all right, cool. I took it home and I wrote down every single word. And from then to now, hip hop, the hibbit to the hibbit, the hip hit, you hop, you don't stop, the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity bee. Well, so far you heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. And come on, Hank, sing your song. Check it out. Nigga, what? That shit changed our lives. That was like, what is this? Oh my God. Hip hop, if your girl start acting up, and then you take her friend. I say hotel, motel. That shit was, what? I really was mesmerized. Like, I listened and listened. I showed my dad, like, Pop, listen to this. And he listened. He said, yeah, okay. I said, that's hip hop. They call that hip hop. He says, well, I like it because of, this ain't nothing new. First off, son. I was like, it's new, man. Ain't nobody doing this. What you talking about? Who?
He said it's bebop.
He said, well, first off, it's all hip hop. I hope that's because they're paying tribute to bebop, which is also a form of jazz. And my pops was a jazz aficionado. You could tell him shit about jazz. He loved jazz, knew everything about jazz. And when I showed him this new rap music, this hip hop shit that's brand new, he whipped out some Louis Jordan. Ain't nobody here but us, chicken. Ain't nobody here at all. Yo, that had a rap in it. He whipped out some Ray Charles. Hey, Ray, what did Granny say the other day when Junior put the nana peeling in the way? I said, oops, she said, when she started to fall. But when she hit the floor, it wasn't oops at all. Oh, Granny wasn't. Like, yo, he started playing, he said, so it's been around in Cab Calloway and then, Signifying Monkey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, look, this is just the newest form of it. But if it's going to be anything, it's going to be your music. So you should latch onto it and defend it and grow with it. And if it's a fad, then you don't have to worry about it because everybody's going to forget about it anyway. But if it's not, it's your music, man. And you better guard it like I guard my jazz. And that's how, listen, I love hip hop, man. Hip hop is your family is big. If you're a new hip hop artist, don't trip.
That's right.
Big family.
But go ahead and shout out some of your social media platforms.
Man, hit me on my website, freezluv.com, FREEZLUV.com, and Instagram and Facebook and what else? Twitter. All of those are at Freez Luv Comedy. FREE. Look, you see?
Right there.
Do you see another E here? No. No. You don't see another E. You see a O here? No, it's a U. And a V, that's not another E.
People spell Freez Luv.
And I appreciate it. I'm not upset. At least you looking me up. Thank you, goddamn, and it'll direct you to this. But this is vital for me. That's the hip hop spelling, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is when we had to come up with new ways to spell shit.
I had fun with you, OG. It's always a pleasure to interview you, man.
I know I could talk a lot, Gordy, because I be look, man, I get high and I come and just chat it up, nigga.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
That's all love, man. Thank you for having me. I mean it, Beast Gordy, and shout out to you and your family, man, and keep doing your shit, homie. I'm there. I'll always be here. I appreciate you, man.
Not a problem, man. Of course, it's another episode of Black Ear Podcast. Another thanks to Freez Luv. Of course, I'll see you guys next week.
Beast Gordy.